Hello, and welcome to the Iran Research Group. The Tortoise's newsroom in London hosted a live program on Tuesday, 7th March 2023, with two parts. Today, we share our comments on Part 1 with the headline, Iran, a New Revolution. We at the Iran Research Group appreciate all forums where open discussion is hosted, and we would like to congratulate the hosts for maintaining a friendly environment. Here are our comments to show our appreciation and for the sake of better future programs.
Every revolution has two sides. It's not just what the protesters do, but what the other guy does. The Islamic Revolution succeeded when the Shah came and said, "I've heard you," and took a step back. Protests, the pictures you see in newspapers are lagging indicators, to use a stock market parallel. The leading indicators I look at, there are several. The most important I look at is there's a report generated by intelligence of percentage of subordination when they get orders to shoot. And this was around 1–2% in November of 2019, the last time there were major protests. The latest numbers I see is around 66%.
We pause for a second here to clarify by providing official statistics on the urgently increasing death rates in Iran as the peaceful national-wide demonstrations started in October 2022. The statistics on the increased death rates show that more shots are fired than ever. The claimed subordination would naturally and inevitably mean a decrease in death rates in Iran. However, we see the opposite.
I think the most important event that's happened since the beginning of this new wave of revolution is Khomeini's chosen prime minister, Mr. Mousavi, a staunch defender of the Islamic Republic. The Mousavi side of the Islamic Republic, that includes many of the founding fathers and founders of the Islamic Republic, have quite an influence in the Revolutionary Guards as well. That is where you hear the bones cracking.
We will pause here to evaluate the truth in the thesis. The sound of the cracking bones is probably that of Mr. Mir Hossein Mousavi himself. Mousavi has been forced into house arrest by IRGC without a trial since 2011, when he openly raised his voice against the corruption of IRGC within the Iranian regime. To harness the idea that Mousavi has any influence in the IRGC would contradict the reality of the past decade.
And like a good log cracker, you want to find the cracks.
This unsteady move of arguments finally led to confusion in need of clarification.
The thing that I don't understand is the relationship between the strains that Nick points you towards within the Revolutionary Guard and the public protests following the killing of Mahsa Amini. I don't see how you get Revolutionary Guardsmen joining that particular protest. What will connect these things?
No, they won't join the protest. The cracks would widen to the extent that they won't be a fighting force.
Some supporters in the audience shared their beliefs as well.
I'm Roxanne Foreman-Farmayan. I teach at the University of Cambridge. And I think that there is a fairy tale in Iran that might be quite useful for us to remember, and that is many of you will know this, of the blind men and the elephant. Look at how the United States has suffered not being able to speak to Hizbollah. Look at what's happening to Lebanon.
We pause here for some clarifications. The example of the United States seems, in this case, insufficient and could be interpreted as misleading. Considering that Hizbollah has been completely proscribed by the United Kingdom government since 2019, while still continuing diplomacy with the Lebanese government. Here is some more information regarding the proscription of Hizbollah by the UK government.
The UK government proscribed Hizbollah as a terrorist organisation in 2019, with the objective of restricting its extremist propaganda and violence linked to terror attacks worldwide. However, the reason Hizbollah has these ideological objectives and adapted to the terrorist behavior is that they inherited this ideology and action from their mother organization, IRGC of the Islamic Republic. The leader of Hizbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, has underlined this truth many times, also proven by the many available reports from Western countries dating back to 1983. The IRGC created Hizbollah in the early 1980s, writing Hizbollah's charter of activities and even designing the same logotype to spread the propaganda of violence under the name of faith and religion.
Proscribing the IRGC as a terrorist organization is more critical than ever, especially in the UK, because of the considerable escalation of IRGC-related terrorist activity on UK soil, while escalating homegrown radicalization, including foiled terror plots and assassination attempts reported all over European countries. IRGC is the largest and most well-funded Islamist extremist organization in the world, with violent aggressions worldwide. The IRGC operates no differently from already proscribed groups in the United Kingdom, including Hizbollah, ISIS, and Al-Qaeda. This is evident since the formal program of the IRGC has been designed to indoctrinate and radicalize members to its hardline Islamist extremist ideology of terrorism as a modus operandi, taking hostages, hijacking, cyber-attacking, and conducting warfare worldwide. A formal ban and the proscribing of the IRGC as a terrorist organization will not close any door to diplomatic discussion with Tehran, but rather send a clear message to the clerical regime in Iran that terrorism will not be tolerated on UK soil. It has already been clearly proven that diplomacy continued with the Lebanese government, even after the complete proscription of Hizbollah in 2019, and the same will adhere to IRGC in the Iranian government.
کشور امروز در معرض یک جنگ جهانی عظیم است. توجه کنید عزیزان، همه آرایش سیاسی قوای کفر و شرک و نفاق و الحاد از سراسر جهان، آمریکا، اسرائیل، انگلیس، آلمان، فرانسه، آل سعود.
Follow Iran Research Group and empower us with your voice. Take a step closer to see the reality. Respect for diversity is the true meaning of unity.